for Super Mario 1990 coming at you with a Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 trailer reaction. That's a mouthful, but basically what that is it's the first three Metal Gear Solids. Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, and also it includes Metal Gear 1 and 2, the games from the 80s and the one from like 1990, and then Metal Gear VR Mission. So it's kind of like the complete package. Well, technically not really the complete package, because Metal Gear Solid had more games than that. But this Volume 1 is kind of like the first three games. Well, the first three Metal Gear Solid games, and then the first two Metal Gear games that led into the Metal Gear Solid rebranding, which is really nice. And so they dropped the trailer today. I saw an article earlier where they finally get a release date, which is October 24th. So I'm really excited, because that's 5 days after my birthday. And I already got, the day after my birthday, Spider-Man 2 coming out. So I'm like, that's 2 day ones right there. And then October already got Alan Wake 2 and Assassin's Creed, which I'm going to pause on them because it's like, okay, October is heavy enough on my wallet as it is. I'm just going to do Metal Gear Solid and Spider-Man Day 1. I can wait on them other ones. But we got the trailer here, which I haven't watched yet. I just saw an article and I'm like, yes, we got the release date finally. I'm like, okay, cool, I like that release date. And then they also released the platforms, and it looked like it's current gen and Nintendo Switch, which is another thing I really liked, because I have a PS5 but I also have a Switch Lite, and so I'm like, that would be nice to play this on the go. I mean, I still have a PS Vita, and I did get like the Metal Gear Solid collection on there, and it was really cool playing on a Vita. It's just Metal Gear Solids 2 and 3, mainly 3 was really difficult, because 3 just, it wasn't controller friendly. It was just a lot of difficult stuff going on. It was just kind of discouraging to play. So because they had like the rear touchpad and all these like weird controls that were kind of really just hard to access, and there was like a lot of buttons that the Vita didn't have that a console controller would have. So they kind of tried to fix it with the rear touchpad, but the rear touchpad just it wasn't working. It just wasn't consumer friendly. The ergonomics was just off. But getting it on Switch should be a lot better. So that'd be nice to play that portably. It'd be nice to have it on the PS5. I think what I've been seeing is that they're not including PS4 or Xbox One, which to me is kind of weird. I could understand that for the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake, because that game looks a little too powerful, and I don't think that's going to get a Switch release. I'm not saying it will or won't. I don't know that for sure. I don't think that's been announced, but I would be surprised if it did. I wouldn't be mad. I would be definitely surprised, because I don't think Switch could handle what Snake Eater is looking like, the Snake Eater remake. So we're gonna check out this trailer, and then I'm gonna give y'all my, well, not really thoughts and impressions. I played these games already. I'm just probably just gonna give y'all nostalgia. So here we go. Halo jump. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 1. Oh, that's tight. Yeah, Steam, Series X, PS5, Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so no PS4, no Xbox One. I'm surprised, because these games look like the same as the HD collection for back in the 360 PS3 era. I don't know why they're leaving last gen back. I don't get that. Maybe they just don't want to excite you thinking that you might get Snake Eater remake. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to not include PS4. But that's alright. I got a PS5 anyway, so I ain't tripping. But looks really good. That trailer looked really good. Like I said, like I played all these games before, but that trailer was a really nice little piece, like good, like kind of like repackaged, kind of like nostalgia. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for October 24th, day one. This I'm gonna do playthroughs on not all the games, but Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, not Metal Gear 1 and 2 from way back in the day. I don't even think I want to play that on my TV. Honestly, that'll be kind of difficult to kind of subject a like a HD or a 4K TV to them old 1980s like pixelated graphics. That's more so for. That's why I like the Switch idea. Like I would play those on my Switch and play those on the go, because it feels more like a Game Boy type thing, like Game Boy Color or something. Like that's what those games are like, more suitable for a portable or a mobile platform. Metal Gear Solid 1 would be really fun to play on there too, because I can still play it on my TV, but playing it on, and especially 2 and 3, just playing all those on like a mobile screen, I feel like those games will really look a lot better on just a smaller screen. Maybe you get more color, more, you know, definition in there than you would on a bigger screen, but it's nice to have that mobile option. I'm really loving that. I will be really excited, and like I said, like Metal Gear Solid 3 playing on the go, I can finally do it, because I've never beat Metal Gear Solid 3's PS Vita version. I just could not play that game. I just couldn't get past. I forgot where I get stuck on, but it was just a tough game to play. Like I love slitting throats in Metal Gear Solid 3. That's like my favorite thing to do. Like when you can grab them, you sneak up on the enemy, right, and then you just click the button, slit their throat. But PS Vita changed it. You had to like thrust your like finger across the rear touchpad, and it was just so unresponsive. It just wouldn't do it. Like you would just be like swiping across, like holding the dude with the square button, and then trying to like take your finger and keep like scratching the touchpad of the Vita, and Snake just wouldn't do nothing. He would just like hold him like this, but he wouldn't like slit the dude's throat. And I'm like, dude, would you hurry up, because the next guard is coming over here. He gonna catch me. And so the guard would be like, oh. And then he'll shoot at me, because he's looking like, yo, who is this dude groping my mans from the back over here? Like, what's that? So then I'll get shot at, and I'm like, okay, I cannot play this game. Like, at least I can't slit throats on here. I don't know. It was just real discouraging. So hopefully, like, Nintendo Switch can fix that. I'm just looking forward to getting into these games. It's gonna be a nice holdover until like the Snake Eater remake comes out. But the main thing I want to know too is how Metal Gear Solid 1 in particular, like how are they gonna like go back? Because some of those things they did in Metal Gear Solid 1, which is like really funny, it was like, it's kind of outdated now. Like if you know what I'm talking about, if you played the games back in the day, like if you played against Psycho Mantis, that boss fight, and because Psycho Mantis can like read your mind, he knows what move is coming next, and so every time you did something, he predicted. Like if you shot at him, he knew how to dodge the bullet and where to go. And the thing was, you had to plugged in controllers back in the day, because this is 98, so we had wired controllers, and it was like you get a codec call and they're like, oh, switch the controller port to port 2. It was really funny and crazy. Like, wait, what? Take my controller out and put it in the second port, because like when you play 2 players you can do that, but when you play like 1 player, you always got it in player 1. So it was like, oh, player 2, and I'm like, I didn't know games can do that. Games can let you take the port out of the player 1 and put it in the player 2, and the game will still work. And like that's the way you beat Psycho Mantis. But if you play that now with wireless controllers, you can't switch. There's no such thing as a port. Like there's a USB port to plug your stuff in, but there's no like controller port. So I'm like, how they gonna do that? I'm really interested to see how that's gonna work. And then there was this other funny one where because back in the day there was no such thing as digital games. Like your game was on a disc or a cartridge or whatever, and so you bought the physical version because that's the only version there was. And on the back of the box there's this codec number to this character Miro, and in the game when you get there you have to call her. She has a number, but the dude who knows the number forgot the number. And the funny thing is, it's like an Easter egg. He tells you, oh yeah, her number is on the back of the CD case. And the funny thing was, it had a lot of people stumped. I know it wasn't just me, but me and my brother used to play together when he first had the game, and we were like, huh, what's he talking about? Because he gives you a disc, like in the game, he gives you a disc, and we're thinking like, oh, that disc, okay, he put the number on the back of the disc, but how do I get to see her number? Like, do I get to like equip it in the item menu? Is there a computer, and like pushing the action button in front of the computer, trying to like see if we can catch this thing? And so we just didn't know how to get Meryl's number, and I'm like, what is this about? Because me and my brother, we did look at the back of the box. That's like a fun thing to do. Like if you're getting something, you look at the back of the box, see what they got, you read it and everything. It was like really fun back then, right? Because that's just how physical copies work. And so, I mean, I've seen Meryl's number on the back of the CD case. I just completely forgot all about it. And so we was playing one time. We just got fed up. We got stuck. We was like, man, whatever. We was like, all right, you know what? We're going to go into the Kodak menu and just like hit every single number. And then when we finally get Meryl's number, we'll write it down. Because like I said, mind you, this is back in '98. Ain't no such thing as pulling up your phone and going into notes and, you know, typing the text in. We had like a number 2 pencil and a memo pad, and that's how games were saved back in the day. Like before PlayStation anyway, there was no memory cards. So when you advanced to a game, you had like a password, and then you put you write the password in. Like you get a little index card, be like, okay, I'm playing Pokemon. So okay, the password is that. Okay, cool. So if you want to turn the game off, take a break, and go back to it the next day or whatever, you put that password in, and then boom, you continuing from where they had you put the password in. And so on here, it was just kind of like, we was like taking notes, like, okay, we're going to write down the number when we finally reach it. Funny thing was, my brother was like, I think 3 digits away from Meryl's number, and then I finally realized, I'm like, oh, he talking about the back of the CD case that we buy the game with, because I remember, let me see, and I like pick up the CD, and I'm like, there go Meryl number right there, and I was laughing, because I'm like, we was 3 numbers away, we was just about to get it, but it was right there on the back of the box, so it was really funny. And it's like, to do that today, a lot of people buy digital nowadays, so it's kind of like, that's going to be a little tough, because they're not going to know what the heck you talking about. I mean, I'm cool because they got a physical version of this game, and so I will buy the physical version. I will buy the physical copy. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna put that on the back of the box like they did back in the day. So that's gonna be funny. And I already got Meryl's number memorized anyway. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun to dig into these games. I'm gonna be doing a playthrough of them. 1, 2, and 3, the mainline games. I don't know if I'll do VR missions. Metal Gear 1 and 2, I don't think so. I don't know. I think I'll just have fun with that portably myself, but I'll definitely get y'all 1, 2, and 3. And I'm thinking about doing some GMVs too, these games. But yeah, these is gonna be nice to play. I can't wait for it to come out. It's gonna be a nice holdover until the remake comes out for 3, and it's nice to have these on a modern platform. So yeah, be sure to check me out in October for the gameplays if you want to see that. But yeah, man, this is your Super Mario 1990, and let me know if y'all looking forward to the game. If you've played Metal Gear, what's your favorite Metal Gear Solid? My favorite is 4. Actually, my top 3 games of all time is actually Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 1, and Metal Gear Solid 3, in that order. Those are my top 3 out of my top 5. Yeah, man, this is your Super Mario 1990, and I'm out. Peace in.